Hi, I'm going to do a couple of videos using Caddy. I'm going to be creating a couple of badges and you can watch how it's done and hopefully learn from it. I've done tons of pre-flop Caddy badges, and now I'm going to do some like post-flop ones. I really want to start taking notes on what type of hands my opponents are raising the flop and raising the turn with. I'm gonna look at flop raises in total, and then I'm going to do a badge for flop raises versus a tight aggressive player, obviously. And then I'm going to do another one that's going to be flop raising versus me, just so that I can see what type of hands players are doing these different types of raises with on different board textures, different stack. I'm going to track all the stack size and stuff like that, and I'm going to do the same for the turn as well. And it's going to help me to get a good read on how my opponents are actually playing on the flop, and then I'll be able to decide whether I should be snap folding these overpairs and stuff like that. So here we go. We're going to do the flop raise ones first, and it's a note definition. I've already made a badge for it using paint. Let's have a look. Flop raise. Call it flop raise general. This isn't going to be the specific one. Choose the badge. Find the badge. There we are. Let's have a look. Oops. Actually, this one you can't have spaces, so I've done that wrong. It used to be like this. Excuse me. Now we need one of the variables. I'll move this off screen. Actually, no, I won't. I'll leave it there. So I've chosen that one. So this is going to tell me which cards, it's going to track which cards our opponent is doing this flop raise with. This is going to give us the board texture. I'll get the effective stack. That's most important. Flop effective stack. Put this card range in so that we can use the Caddy Spark. And I'm gonna copy and paste that into a note pad because I'll be needing that again. Or something similar to that. So then let's have a look. Do not take notes for missed opportunities. So we need to have that checked. If we had defined opportunities by action, then it would start taking notes of all the opportunities that an opponent or we had to actually raise a flop but didn't. This is when you needed to actually find a percentage of times people are raising the flop. But I've got enough stats to show me these type of percentages. I'm just wanting to actually look at what type of hands are doing it with, so I can see if they're doing it with flush draws and sets or some kind of weak top pair type hands. But let's see. Let's go with that as it is now. Right, I'll move this variable thing out of the way. So that's alright. We don't need to set anything for pre-flop, I don't think. Nope. We're interested in what's going to happen on the flop. Right, give me a minute. Okay, so what we need now on the flop, we need a previous action. Because we need to have a bet to happen, and then in the actions bit we're going to actually need to have the raise itself. Okay, so we click previous actions, we'll give the action a name, just call it bet, because that's all that's going to happen. It's going to be a flop. We'll call it flop bet. I think this just helped to write the script. This is an action that has to not be performed by the note recipient, because the note recipient is going to be the person who actually does the raise. So this is what needs to be checked, I believe. Action had to not be performed by the note recipient. Okay, so there we go. So it needs to be a bet, whether it be a min bet, small bet, medium bet, pot bet, or oversized bet. I think that's all we need there. Okay, so now we're going on to the actual actions. Unselect all these. Select that, all actions performed must be selected. And now we're looking for the actual raise. We can select all of them, I think. Let's have a look. Min raise, minimum bet, min raise, small bet, min raise, medium bet, min raise, pot. I actually don't think we actually need the previous action, because that's telling you that what type of bet that it's actually raising. So let's go back here. I should have saved that anyway, so uncheck. So that's it. That's all you had to do. There was no need for any of the previous actions. It would just select all these raise options. Excellent. And then, yep, like I said, you make sure that's selected. We don't need to bother with the player types just yet. HUD options. We can use Caddy Spark because we're using that card range variable. This is where you can choose your fonts for the actual note. I believe it, that's it. That's all you have to do. Just check it out, that's it. Now we need to find an instance of this. So we right click and click seek, and now it's going to search for a flop raise instance. It's found one already, which is pretty impressive. And here's where the note is here. Player raises a flop with ace jack on a 4-2 jack rainbow with stacks of 20 or 30 big blinds. So let's have a look at it and see if it's exactly right. This guy limps. It's a limp pot. He's raising. It's a raise pot now. Calls. This guy donks. This guy raises. Perfect. And we get to see that he's done it with ace jack. This one we don't get to see what he has. Excellent. Okay, so that's in a three-way pot. We don't get to see what he has there, but that's fine. Right, okay, I'm going to stop this seek. Because obviously we can tell that this is actually working correctly. So now I'll save it, which is Control S, and that's it saved. So now we're going to create a similar one, but this time we're going to make a badge for flop raising versus a tag. Now it's only going to be a slight difference, so I'll just pause the video for a bit, and then when I get to I'll actually create this badge, and then I'll run through it just so you can see what the difference is between this badge and the last one. Okay. Right then, let's have a look. So we've got flop raise versus a tag now, tight aggressive. Player raises versus a tag on the flop, and it's the same description as the last one, all the rest of it. We're using the same badge. It's going to stream all of these different type of notes through the same badge. We've got the same thing selected here on the flop. Got the same actions. All these raise actions are all selected. That's selected. HUD options are the same. We're going to be using Caddy Spark. We've got that one instance. The only thing that's different is this player type. Now all we've done now is unselected all these boxes here and just selected tag. Okay. So that's that one done. I'll do a seek now and make sure that's working correctly. The tag definition has already been defined in the color definitions. Maybe I'll do a video on that later. But to check the color definitions, you can go here and bring up tag. This is how it defines what tag is. This is how the software defines what a tag is. The tag will be a VPIP of 12 to 25, pre-flop raise 12 to 25, 3-bet 5 to 10, aggression factor 2 to 6. So that basically means when somebody flop raises versus a player type who is showing these type of stats, then it's going to show up in that badge. Okay, so let's go back here and I'll save that. So now we're doing flop raise versus hero.